And welcome to the campus, Clackamas Community College in Oregon City. A beautiful Pacific Northwest Saturday, and you've got the game of the week. You got a doubleheader. Where else would you want to be today? The Clackamas Community College Cougars, it's Cougar Country as you can see, versus the Lane Community College Titans. We're doing the women's first, then we're doing the men's. Two fantastic matchups, the NWAC game of the week on NSN. And as you can see the matchup, we've got a couple of great ones today. And Mike Koreski with you, and to my right, the Robin to my Batman, the 5 hour to the energy, it's Coach Gary Akiyama. Gary, it's going to be some good stuff today. The first game, the ladies matchup, unbeaten Lane Community College. They are rolling people, a juggernaut, 40-point scorers, 22 rebound people every game. Talk to us. They're led by Shelby Snook and Jordan Kimbrough.
Right, yeah, they have mass weapons on this team. You know, when you're 22-0 and 9-0, you're doing something right. Shelby Snook is the glue to this team, the 5'9" guard from Roseburg, Oregon, averaging 17 points a game, 6 rebounds, 9 assists. For 5'9", she is all over the court and dangerous. You must stop Shelby Snook. And you know, and we're looking at their teams. There's over 91 points a game, 61 to their opponents. Starting lineup: Shelby Snook, of course, big Jordan Kimbrough. She's going to be the other glue to the team under the post. 6'1". Bree Du Bois, another great scorer. She's averaging 64% from the field, so you got to respect her. Mallory Shields and Gabby Heing are really the decoys to the team, but you got to respect them as well. Coach Greg Sheely, doing a wonderful job this year and rated #1.
And looking at Clackamas coming into today, they have beaten Lane on this floor in years past before, so it's not totally out of the question. And plus, you got the franchise, Jo Paine.
Yeah, Jo Paine's their glue to the team. The transfer from Santa Clara, 6-footer from Oregon City, Oregon, hometown, 22 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists. She also can distribute. She not only plays the post, but at times plays the point and distributes from there and then goes into the post. So very dangerous player. You don't know where she's going to be. You got to contain her.
And well, plus they've got a couple of other workhorses as you can look at in the starting 5.
Right. Yeah, their starting 5 is Emma Plattner. She can shoot the 3. She's known for the 3. Mary Hutchins, a great distributor as well. And Laura Lindley, if she goes off on her 3 points, and then Nicole there is another player that you cannot ignore. She'll surprise the heck out of you if you let her.
Yeah, Hermosillo, a last-minute starter, the freshman out of Salinas, California. So we'll be right back here. We got some G's Keys to talk about and the opening tip. And it's the NWAC Game of the Week right here on NSN. Welcome back, Clackamas Community College here in Oregon City. It's time, the NWAC Game of the Week. We're getting so close to tip-off. The stands are filling up. The classic unbeaten versus the underdog. A puncher's chance. That's what we will give them. And speaking of that, it's time for G's Keys. Coach Gary Akiyama, what's going to happen today for an upset or for a continued unbeaten season for Lane?
Well, I'll tell you what they're going to have to do. We'll start with the Cougars. They must stop the high-octane offense of the Titans. Titans averaging 91 points a game. Second, they need to contain Shelby Snook. She's the glue to that team. She distributes well, shoots, steals, assists. You got to stop Shelby. You have to also establish the board game. Rebounds are going to be key on this game, both offensively and defensively. And also, you need to stop Jordan Kimbrough from getting those rebounds. She's one of the leading in the NWAC in rebounds. What Lane needs to do, they need to control Jo Paine from scoring, from also doing assists and rebounding. Jo Paine's all over that court. You need to stop her. You must find ways to break down the Cougar zone defense. 90% of the zone is going to be, what the Cougars are going to do. So you got to find a way to find that key. You must position yourselves on defense. They're going to run and gun team, so you need to stop that defense position. And then the Titans are going to continue their swagger. They're 22-0, 9-0, rated number 1 in the league in the conference. So there's a lot to do.
Well, Gary, you would know about swagger if anybody when it comes to talking about it. So we'll see what happens. We will be right back with the tip-off after this.
I remember the moment clearly.
I'll never forget that moment.
As long as I live.
I realized at that moment, when we first saw the damage, these people really needed us. And I was going to make a difference, right here in my community. Together with local responders, we cleared trees and collapsed walls. We had to get to the family trapped beneath. As a citizen soldier, I made a difference.
Be there for your community at NationalGuard.com.
And welcome back to it, NWAC Game of the Week. You can see the visiting Lane Community College Titans are being introduced right now. There's Gabby Heen there. Shelby Snook already came out. And there's Bree Du Bois, number 23, sophomore. Here comes Jordan Kimbrough. What's her big special part of her game, Gary?
Well, many parts, but the most part you better be aware of is her points and rebounds. She averages 16 points a game, over 12 rebounds a game. Leads number 2 in the NWAC in that category. So you need to really stop her.
And then there's Emma Plattner there for Clackamas. Like we were talking about earlier, you need a 3-legged stool every game, basically, to win. So we know Jo Paine is 1 leg. They need 2 more. Emma Plattner should be the 2nd leg.
Yeah, Emma Plattner has the capabilities of doing that. She gets hot on her 3 points. She can be a streak shooter. Also, Emma, can also, distribute as well. So, like you're saying, Jo Paine, Emma Plattner, and who's the other one that's going to step up to the plate, Maverick? That's what we have to find out tonight.
Well, I'm putting Lindley in the starting lineup there, number 54. You can tell they want to go big to start. She's probably going to be on Kimbrough because you probably want to save Jo Paine's fouls for something else.
Right, yeah, that's a good point. Jo Paine's also going to have to stay out of foul trouble. She likes to go inside and get those boards, and so she's going to have to play not cautious, but just be aware of where everybody else is on the team.
Well, and it's a style of 2 different tempos, Gary. Mary, because with Lane, they like to get up and down the court, get those threes going and whatnot. Clackamas is a little more controlled as they come down. Jo Paine sets it up a lot of times. If she's not going to the hoop, she'll kind of stop at the top of the key and kind of direct the traffic on what she wants.
Right, yeah, that's going to be the key to Clackamas here to contain the high-octane offense of Lane.
So Lane's got the ball there, working that around. Mallory Shields gives it up to Shelby Snook.
And Clackamas right now playing in their 2-3 zone.
And you can see Lindley right in the middle there, who's facing up on Kimbrough. Kimbrough does find Bree Du Bois for the first hoop of the game. Nice look from Jordan on that one.
Yeah, and look who's bringing the ball up, Jo Paine.
That's exactly right. Like I was saying, she'll set that thing up on many of an occasion. So we'll see how this looks. In the corner there. Back to Jo Paine in the key. Triple team on her, so she came out for the three there. She kicked it out to number 22, Nicole Hermosillo Wright. Number 14, the three is off for Gabby Heen. And now, here comes Clackamas back at it.
Nice pass.
Nice cross-court pass. Goes to Jo Paine. Lift off.
Yeah, you got to protect that baseline, and they let her right through there.
Well, when she gets ahead of steam going, driving the lane there, Gary, or the baseline, it's a pretty nice thing to watch if you're a Clackamas fan.
Right, and that was a nice block there on that play.
Well, you thought it was a block, Coach. The ref thought otherwise.
It looked like a nice block, but yeah.
So the first foul there on Lauren Lindy and Shelby Snook going to the line. And what makes her so special, Shelby Snook?
Well, Shelby, is very methodical in her playing. I mean, she's fast, high octane, but she's just a smart player. I mean, she's well aware of, I guess, to sum it up, good court sense, knows where everybody is, knows how to distribute, and knows how to get fouls.
And she cans both of them, so it's 4-2. Lane Community College Titans at a perfect 22-0 for this season versus the upset-minded Clackamas Community College Cougars.
Now, Cougars 16-7. That's not too shabby either, Maverick.
Well, and they pulled an amazing upset on Umpqua Community College a couple of weeks ago that we were here to witness. Nice little turnaround there for Bree Du Bois, but no luck. Almost a steal. Oh, wow. Lauren Lindley had some athleticism there to get that off her back. Paine for the three. No shooter's bounce this time. That would have been nice.
Good look, though.
Yeah, they could have used that one. So as they come back down, they're sagging in on that zone.
Yep.
And Kimbrough right now flashes to the middle. Let's see if Snook gives her the ball. No. Kicks it back out, but now it's back into Jordan. And see faced up on Lindley. Not Jo Paine, but she converts.
They may have to switch that up if that continues, because you're going to have to stop her.
Well, it's going to be something else, because they don't want to do that. They don't want to do it. Clackamas does not want Paine to come out of the game if she doesn't have to.
Right, yeah.
So Lindley up at the free throw line. They're sagging off of her because they know she wants to go down low and just get the rebounds.
Absolutely.
And putbacks.
Nice steal there by Shelby Snook.
Yeah, and they tried to get it inside to Jo Paine, a bit of a force, and there's Snook. Dos puntos.
Yeah, and you pay for that. You cannot force inside. As much as you want to get into Jo Paine, when you have two defenders on her, the odds aren't real good.
Right, and here comes Paine. The sag continues. Kicks over to Lindley. Kimbrough with the snuff.
Block.
And two snuffs.
Yeah.
Get that shot out of here.
Steal.
But here's the steal.
See?
Back to Lindley.
Oh, wow.
Third time was not a charm.
No.
For Kimbrough on that one, but boy. And you can see they're talking to Lauren Lindley there, her teammates, like, collect yourself. You got this.
Yeah, she might have jammed her finger there a little bit too.
Yeah, that was really nice of her teammate there, who was 24 there, Mary Hutchins. Like we talked about, Hutchins, she leads the team in minutes played. Third leading scorer, but first in minutes played.
Well, that says a lot about her because how valuable she is to the team.
Yeah, so Lindley misses the first one. Some subs are coming in. Interesting sub coming in there for Clackamas. and that would be number 22, Nicole Hermosillo Wright, still in the game. I think we have Lexi Pittman coming in ready.
Yep. She'll be ready.
There we go.
Yeah.
See, I was ahead of myself.
That's okay.
So in for Lindley, Lexi Pittman, 33, the goalie.
Yeah, that will put. I think they're gonna. Well, I would think they want Jo Paine at the post, but they're having Lindley in there right now, and they're showing Pittman in the middle on the 2-3 zone.
Well, once again, they don't want Paine in foul trouble. That's the biggest thing about it. Kimbrough cleans it up and collects. 10-3 in favor of the Lady Titans, looking to continue that unbeaten season. Clackamas brings that ball back up. In the corner for a 3. Hermosillo Wright, no. Paine collecting. Nice look. Very nice look there.
Yeah, when there's 2-on-1 then on Joe, someone's going to have to be open.
Well, and Hermosillo Wright did a great thing, Gary. After she missed the shot, she came into the play, into the key, and Paine found her. So great by both people. Hermosillo Wright brings it back up, and here comes Clackamas looking to cut into that lead. And the collapse on Paine, and there's a foul.
Yep, draws the foul.
It is really hard not to call a foul, because when Paine gets in there, even if you have 3 or 4 people and she still gets a shot up, if you're a referee, you're kind of forced to do something with that.
Yeah, odds are, and we always tell our players, you go inside, you got 2 defenders on you, just go up. The odds are you're going to get called a foul. And most times you are fouled legitimately anyway.
As the Magic 8 Ball would say, chances are good.
Right.
It really does say that. I Googled it.
Did you? Okay.
I Googled it.
Thank you, Mav.
So, Jo Paine with the second free throw. It's good. So we're looking at 10-6 in favor of the Titans. In the corner for a 3-pointer. No luck. Rebound chased down by 32, Jordan Rodriguez. And there's Snook for a 3. No. Good rebound.
Yeah, good
Wright.
positioning, good blocking out.
And here comes Paine. Nice forward pass to Pittman, but not so nice. Went out of bounds. It was a good thought, though.
Yeah, turnovers could be a key also. You got to, really make sure you have the pass, and that. But the receiver has to be aware you're passing as well.
Well, and it's interesting, Gary, because you were talking about the swagger the whole Lane team has. See, Jo Paine has it, and the rest of Clackamas kind of feeds off her.
Absolutely.
So if she's not afraid to make that full court pass, the rest of the team probably isn't either.
Yeah.
When they get in that situation. So Bree Du Bois with the hoop there. And we'll see what Clackamas can come up with. Yep, Plattner for the 3. Nada. And like you were saying, Gary, it's important for Plattner to get a couple threes down for this game.
Yeah, it needs to get her confidence. Clackamas needs to get their sets going, too, because she shot that with about 25 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, and there's Kimbrough on Paine, and there's the first foul on Jo Paine. And that's exactly why they don't want her Jordan Kimbrough anywhere.
Right.
But Kimbrough, just like Paine in a lot of ways, when she gets that full head of steam going, she gets past the first person, success.
Yeah, they're both players that have the tenacity and the speed to go inside there, and you got to stop the ball. I mean, you just can't let her score, but also with that consequence could be fouls.
So Kimbrough's in there for a second free throw. Subs into the game. Number 3, Mallory Shields back in for Lane. And that golf audience quieted down. And that was the opposing coach. There's a ton of etiquette going on here today, Gary.
Yeah, well, both coaches have respect for each other. I mean, they've been in the league far longer than we've been doing this, I think, Maverick.
Well, that's very true, but I'm talking crowd, not coaches, Gary. I mean, wait till the men's game gets here.
Oh,
remember, their assistants were telling us what their student body does to the men.
Right.
All in good fun, though.
Yes.
That's what you got to remember. Pittman had that ball, but Kimbrough ripped it away. Jump ball coming up.
Yeah, you can see Kimbrough is not going to bow down to anybody, and especially in this key conference game.
So 4:26 left in the first quarter, 14-6 Lane. What does Clackamas need to do to kind of close the gap here, Gooch?
Well, they just need to get their offense going. I mean, not anything forced, and there's another turnover. You cannot do that against a 22-0 team.
Well, Paine kind of got out of control on the spin move there, and it was just in a bad position. But imagine that. Lane does that to a lot of people. We watched them do that to Clark College a few weeks ago.
Yes, we did.
Kimbrough in the middle. Wonderful post pass right there. Chippy was missed, though, by Kiesling.
Good position there by Paine.
And Lexi Pittman bringing that up. See, Lane, even with the one-person pressure, Gary, they speed the tempo up, and Clackamas does not want that.
Well, yeah, and that's why I mentioned earlier in the game, high-octane offense. They are just going. They're just going at it.
Yeah, and Clackamas even had 5 people back, and they still got that. So here comes Clackamas back. Lexi Pittman on the wing. She's looking off there at the top of the key. And shot no good there by 24, Mary Hutchins. Paine with the follow-through.
Nice follow-through.
Yeah, they're going to need a lot from Jo Paine, 23 and then some. And there was a foul on the play on Hutchins. And now Lindley coming back into the game, giving Pittman a breather. Pittman couldn't find that third quarter magic from the last time we saw her.
No.
Because it's not the third quarter, Gary.
It's a long game. She'll get there.
That's very true. And the coach there, he knows how to rotate his players and try to give them the best chance to succeed.
Yep.
And that's Kimbrough down on Lindley. Oh, beautiful pivot.
Nice move.
2 or 3 of those.
yeah. Just trying to get them dizzy.
And there's a bucket right there. Yeah, Lindley had good position, but Kimbrough, what good footwork. The 3 no good by Hutchins. Here comes Lane. It's a 3-on-3, but they're going to put it up anyway. No, Paine with the rebound. Let's see. She wants to speed that tempo up.
Right, yeah. She's trying to force her teammates. Hey, let's get going here.
Well, see, good D, though, because Plattner, she didn't have an open look, and that was even on a break.
Yeah, Lane's playing great man defense. That was hopefully for an Academy Award there, but she kind of caught it right in the
I think
head
Du Bois, something happened there on it. Yeah, she was trying to stop Jo Paine. Paine had some momentum, and Du Bois definitely is shaken up right now.
Well, she felt the pain.
But so 18-8 is our score. Hopefully Du Bois is okay. And talking about the game here, Gary, so what do you notice so far about Lane getting out to this lead?
Well, I think Lane's doing everything that they came in here to do. High octane offense, just getting down the court very quickly, and Clackamas is struggling a little bit in transition. And here's that play, swirl there by Jordan Kimbrough, and nice basket there against Lindley.
Well, and just such good footwork, Gary, because it was like a 2 or 3 opportunity. It's like Lindley shut down the first look, so she gave it a second, kind of shut that down. Here's the third for you.
Right.
Give my point.
Yeah. to your point, yes.
So
Bree
Du Bois doing okay. That was great that she was able to get up and come off the court under her own power. Something tells me she's probably going to be back in. So that's great news for
She'll
the Titans.
Be back in. Clackamas, known for their zone defense. I mean, I'm thinking the nice encounter there, trying to get the ball. They may have to look at doing some man. I know like the 90% of their defense is zone, but we'll see what happens here.
Well, and they got someone else now on the zone. Clackamas does. 11, Rachel Johnny is now playing on the wing there where Kimbrough is, and they've got Lindley back in the middle.
Rachel Johnny, she started last time we broadcasted the game.
Exactly.
So Clackamas has a lot of good bench players as well.
Well, and great D by Clackamas right there, but too bad Lindley's outlet pass wasn't picked up on, because they got the shot clock down to like 5 seconds left, forcing Lane to put something up that they didn't want to.
Right. Oh, good defense there.
Good pick. Hermosillo right. There's the steal and the deal. Fantastic.
Nice.
Unexpected starter for us compared to what we saw a couple weeks ago, and she's coming on strong.
Well,
fantastic.
Coach says she's been working hard at practice, so that's, and rightly so, that she deserves a chance to be a starter.
And there's Kimbrough once again with a wonderful footwork. She can stop and then make her move with the best of them.
Yeah, Clackamas is going to have to figure that out very quickly here.
And jump stop 101, Jordan Kimbrough. And there's Hermosillo right, working in for the layup.
Nice move.
Some unexpected offense right there, and maybe she can be the third leg to that stool that Clackamas needs to pull this off today. And there's Jo Paine with the rebound. She's really going on the boards today, Gary.
Yeah, that's going to have to be her key as well.
And now they doubled her when she had the ball. You see that, Gary? Didn't give her a chance to make a move. Plattner with the 3. No. 20-12 Lane. And we're coming down to the end of the first quarter. And let's see.
Clackamas still in their zone.
And driving into the teeth of the defense there for Lane is 32, Jordan Rodriguez.
Yeah, who's it on, though? That's going to be the key.
It's on Lindley.
Okay.
Second on Lauren Lindley. See, they really don't want her to get into foul trouble. And see, look, coach right away putting in a sub here, probably for the rest of the quarter, because you can't have Lindley get into foul trouble.
No, not
any more foul trouble.
Yeah.
And Lane doing something pretty smart too. They're giving Kimbrough a seat just so she doesn't pick up a foul, because they've already got a nice lead so far. Yeah,
and keep in mind this year in the women's play, there's 4 10-minute quarters, not 2 20-minute halves.
Right, and
like
as
the
a
guys.
coach, Gary, how does that change up the strategery to make up a nice little word for you?
It changes the strategy quite a bit, actually, because in this case, if you get your key players in foul trouble early, you're going to have to substitute in. And actually, the gals, as I talk to them around the conference and around the league, they like this 4 10-minute quarters.
And there's an interception there by Sarah Kiesling. And coach wants that timeout. Greg Shealy wants that timeout. What do you think he's going to draw up?
Well, I think he's going to draw up a couple plays. Either as if Jordan Kimbrough is going to come into the game, it's going to go inside there, get it to Jordan, and try to have either Paine or Lindley cause a foul. That would be my strategy. And as your safety net, just have Shelby Snook on the top of the key, and she can shoot from there.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, you can see that coach is drawing up the play there. Yeah, you can see he's wanting an outside look.
Yeah.
He wants a 3 look from what we're seeing.
Yeah, Shelby will be the 3 look, and of course they want to go inside with Kimbrough and try to get another foul, either on Lindley or Paine.
So they're coming out of the timeout here. 21-12 Lane, and they have the ball. 22 seconds left in the first quarter. So, Gary, and right now we're going to go to Shelby Meter. What do you have for us today, Shelby?
Very fast first quarter. I mean, it's going by, and offense on Lane is amazing. And I was just in the huddle, and there's about 20 seconds left. And so they just have to keep up that momentum, and we'll have to see what happens. Back to you guys.
Very much. And yeah, as Shelby said, Gary, it's about the momentum, and let's see if they can keep it.
Nice.
Yeah, I would say that's a big yes. 14, Gabby Heen drains it. Oh, that's not a good way for Clackamas to end the quarter. Jim Martineau's kind of like shrugging a little bit. He's like, are you kidding me?
Right.
Are you kidding me? Because that was a huge swing right there.
Yeah, big swing. 12 points down after the first quarter. 24-12. That's going to be tough, and you're going against Lane, undefeated team.
And we'll go to break right now. After a quarter, 24-12 in favor of Lane on NSN Game of the Week.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That moment?
It was a moment that changed my life. I'd been training with my team for months, and now we had been called up for the first time. The real deal. Wildfires were getting dangerously close to homes. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com.
And we're back at it here at Clackamas Community College, the NWAC Game of the Week. Unbeaten Lane Community College Titans versus the upset-minded Clackamas Community College Cougars. And as you said before, Coach Gary, the Cougars come in with a pretty respectable record as well.
Right, yeah, 16-7 overall and 7-3 in conference. But Lane, when you're 22-0, 9-0 in conference, there's a reason you're undefeated, Maverick. And I think we're seeing some of that right now.
Well, right there, Jo Paine, she did the steal, and kind of a deal because she batted it off the Lane player.
Yeah, that's
Clackamas to get it back.
That was very smart of Jo.
Yeah.
You got nothing to pass to, knock it off the Titan and get your ball back.
Well, and you could see Coach Shealy was calling for a foul right there on Paine. He's trying to get whatever he can. Beautiful pass from her to Lexi Pittman. A little behind the back action.
Yeah, I like that play if that was a play. That looked very nice.
Yeah, and sometimes you think Paine is kind of playing like kind of a ad-lib kind of thing, but a lot of it might be designed. You never know.
Yeah. That what we call a decoy play, and it wouldn't surprise me if Paine has that in her bag of tricks.
But a really bummer break there for Clackamas as Plattner was looking up ahead. Couldn't quite control the pass. They were trying to up the tempo, and I think what's hurting them is the tempo, Gary, right now.
Right, yeah. Their tempo is out of whack. They're not getting back in transition, and that should have never happened. That was totally unmatched. Bad matchup.
Well, Pittman was overmatched on that, but the help didn't come way in time.
You got to have a help side. They were just standing there looking at her.
Well, yeah, you have to force Kimbrough, Gary, now to pass off that. You have to gamble and get the ball out of her hands.
Absolutely.
You can't go straight up on her at this point.
No.
And that was a different one there. The player in the corner maybe thought it went off of lane, but not quite sure.
And what's really hurting Clackamas right now is the turnovers. They're just killing them.
And taking the replay there, you can see the wonderful pass from Paine to Pittman for the points. But we need a few more wonderful passes, but first they need a few wonderful stops.
Yeah, you got to play your D, tough defense.
Well, and see, Clackamas is using another player in the middle there, 14, Ali Rojas on Kimbrough. So that's about the fourth different player that's tried her hand at stopping Jordan Kimbrough so far.
Well, there's a nice play there.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah,
that was fantastic. 24, Mary Hutchins found Ali Rojas there out of a double team. That was wonderful. But once again, here you need some stops. And boy, Kimbrough is just going to town. Yeah. You can see why she's picking up 40 on occasion.
Oh, absolutely. And their stats speak for herself.
Well, and what's her field goal percentage, Gary? It's probably like in the high 50s or 60s because she's shooting layups most of the time. I'll let you Google that for later.
Oh, okay.
And there they caught a foul on Jordan. I think they did. Well, and there Ali Rojas kind of felt the pressure of Jordan Kimbrough on an elbow.
Yeah, they're calling that more this year. If you can watch that there. Nice pass there inside.
Yeah, that was fantastic. And see, Lane, Gary, they gamble right now because they can.
Right.
When you have a 12, 14-point lead, you can pull double teams out and make them make plays. Because a lot of the time, the opposition won't.
Right, absolutely.
They're either tired from trying to defend you on the other end, or they're surprised they have an open look. Lexi Pittman, not quite. It's not the third quarter. That's why.
Okay.
We're waiting for the third quarter. The thing is, though, can they hold it together until then?
That's going to be the magic question. I mean, boy, you're going to have a lot of stops. You're going to have to play tough defense.
And you can see why Hutchins is out there. You can see why she's the foundation. She was also talking to Rojas there.
Right.
She does a really good job communicating with her teammates. Very encouraging and trying to get them positioned right when it comes to defense or offense.
She's the glue to that defensive unit.
Yeah, very much so. The things you don't see in a stat sheet, Gary.
Absolutely.
The classic saying.
Yeah, good. That was very smart. Joe was going to pass it, and too many defenders down there. Bringing it down.
Payne's got some luck, but the double team comes, flips to Pittman. Is the three down? Got it.
There we go.
She's doing a little early. She's waiting. She's not waiting until the third quarter today.
Well, that's a confidence builder, not only for Clackamas, but definitely for her. She's a streak shooter, so let's see what she can produce from here on out.
Well, and to reset about what Pittman did the last time we were here on the Game of the Week against Umpqua Community College when they pulled the upset, and Umpqua was, I think, second in the conference behind Lane. Pittman hit like 3 threes in like 2 minutes in the third quarter.
Yeah.
She ended up with like 15 points for the game. I mean, it was a huge factor in the third quarter.
Big steal there by the Titans. Yeah. Now there's the goalie, but that's a basketball goal.
That's right. Oh, Gary, mixing sports. You kooky guy. You. Yeah. So going to the line for the Titans is 23, Bree DuBois. And like we talked about before, she was shaken up. We knew she'd come back. There she is. Great player, Bree, 5'10" sophomore out of Mark Morris, Longview, Washington.
Well, Bree's the one that's just knocking it out in the conference. 64% from the field, leads the conference in field goal percentage.
Wow, and I'll bet you Kimbrough's probably sitting second or third behind her. I know she's real close.
Well, she'd be definitely top 10.
So Paine got past the first row of defenders, but then had to give it up for Hutchins. Oh, almost. Slid on her knees and knocked the ball away, but they called a foul.
Yeah, Jordan Kimbrell, 55.9% from the field, 7th best in the NWAC.
Well, and it's amazing, but, then again, if you're shooting in the key all the time, it's just
high percentage shots.
Down. So Paine with yet another rebound, flips up ahead to Pittman. Not quite. There was some pretty good defense by Lane on that, too. Jordan Rodriguez caught up with her, therefore making it a little more of a difficult shot. But that's what Lane does, Gary. What looks wide open then becomes not so wide open, and the player's like, wait a minute, it's a kind of a mind thing, a mental deal. Speaking of mental deals, we're going to go to a commercial break right now. But the count, 32-19 in favor of Lane on the NSN Game of the Week. Here.
And they really need to strengthen their offense at this point. I mean, we're almost going to be to the half, and the gap just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So they're going to try to shorten that. So let's see what they can do. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Shelby Meter. Our, not eye in the sky, but she's our eye in the huddle. So 32-19 in favor of Lane. Clackamas has the ball. See, and they're locking Paine up, Gary. They're not letting her get a full head of steam right from the point she gets a rebound.
Just putting some pressure defense, and that pressure over and back. She went back court and then came back over again. And Clackamas is really struggling right now on their offense.
Well, and Coach Martineau's talking to the official, pleading. It's like, come on. You got to help us out here, man.
yeah, that's what every coach does in the conference, in any league. Hey, we're down by 13. Come on, let's have a break, or give us a break. Or
I would like to see you, Coach. I want to see how you handle an official.
Well, depending what side of the coin I'm on.
Well, the side of the coin Lane is on is a 15-point lead right now.
Right.
34-19. Paine, a beautiful look.
You got to finish.
Number 14, Ali Rojas. It didn't quite come down. So, here's what Lane is so good at, extending leads, Gary.
Oh, boy.
Bam, right there. Gabby Heen, three-pointer. Hadn't heard from her in a bit. They have a lot of weapons on that team, Gary.
Yeah, from top to bottom. I mean, their starting five is fantastic, but their bench could start on a lot of other NWAC teams.
Well, and it always seems, today it's been going to Kimbrough first, then opening it up, whereas when we saw them versus Clark at the beginning of the season, they had Snook. Snook kind of got it started. Kimbrough kind of came in there in the third quarter and kind of salted it away.
Right.
Where they've been doing, they just have so much variety. As you can see, there was a triple team on Snook, and they worked around for a couple of passes there.
Yeah.
So it was 2 passes out of that triple team, not just 1.
Yeah, you can't give a team like Lane second chances. You really got to stop them on the first time and then block out, get in position, like I was talking about, and get the boards. Nice block there by Lindley.
Oh, yeah, she is game. She is game. She gets in there, and she really asserts herself. So with 2 fouls, though, and 4:25 to go in the half, Coach Martineau knows he's got to plug the middle somehow.
Right. Yeah, you got to be cautious. But you're right. They got to block the middle. They don't have a choice.
Yeah, well, and right now with Kimbrough out, Gary, they've got to try to cut this lead down before they put her back in.
This is where you take advantage of that, and there you go.
Well, it's what we call making hay of the situation, and Lindley did it right there. I think that's her first bucket to go with a slew of blocks. But they come right back with the 3, man.
Right.
Oh, geez, Mallory Shields just dialed it up.
Right, and she's one of those players that gets ignored a lot, but you leave her open, she's very capable of hitting the 3.
Well, and that's the thing. We talk about a 3-legged stool. They have like a 5-legged go-kart or something. You know what I mean?
Right,
It's
right.
just amazing. They have so many options right now.
Yeah, Clackamas still is really struggling on offensive plays.
Yeah. Well, it's like you said, you have to take advantage of the open shot.
Right.
And right there, Mary Hutchins got going, and maybe she can get on fire.
Yeah.
Still haven't heard from Plattner yet tonight.
Yeah, Mary's known for her three-point shooting, so if she can get on fire, that would help.
Oh, yeah, big time, because Payne's got these rebounds locked down when there's a rebound to get.
Right.
But then you see they're just locking her up and forcing her to become a playmaker, not a finisher.
Exactly, and that's falling right into what, Lane wants to do.
Well, and she's doing a good job finding the open man, Gary. It's just, once again, Clackamas has to figure it out.
But see,
somehow.
right there, you got to score, you got to finish.
Yeah, and Hermosillo right there, well, she got kind of trapped, but kind of committed to the shot already.
Right. Yeah, when you're down by 16 points, I mean, look at Snook distributing, and boom, that was a 3-point shot, by the way.
Yeah, that was the assist to Shields.
Right.
And then looking there, and there is Jo Paine, was looking for something, but didn't find anything.
But Shelby is so coy and deceptive. She's on that free throw line more than not.
Well, there's many opponents who've been snookered by Shelby, and that's a fact.
Okay, I knew you'd get that in too. Thank you very much, Maverick.
Well, and there's also a pool game called snooker, isn't there? I think so.
I think so. Yeah, there is actually.
So, well, and I think maybe that's what the refs are, colluding about right now.
I don't think so.
Looking at the replay, Paine pulling that over there for the 3-pointer by Hutchins, and that's the kind of ball movement Clackamas needs, Gary. But they just need so much help in the middle on defense. They just need so much help in that middle slot on their zone.
Yeah, that's exactly what we talked about. You got to contain Jordan Kimbrough. You got to get the rebounds, and you got to be in position to block out.
Well, and the thing is, when you're down like this, 16, 18, 20 points, it's like then you start pressing. You think there's a 20-point shot out there, and there just isn't. You have to chip away. So, yeah, we shall see what happens.
Okay.
So, timeout right now, and we will be back soon. It's 41-24 in favor of Lane.
Okay.
And we're back at it here at Clackamas Community College, home of the Cougars versus the Lane Community College Titans. We're looking here, getting some replay going on to see who that last foul is on, because we want to make sure we get it right. So that's what we're doing here. While they do that, Gary Akiyama.
I'm sorry?
Talk to us. And apparently we do not have it, is what we're told.
Yeah.
We cannot do that. So, as we look at it, Gary, like we talked about, it's one of those things where, once they open that out, a lead like that, it's just, what do you do with it?
Well, what Lane's going to do is continue to do what they're doing. I mean, if it's not broken, why fix it? So they're going to continue to go high-octane pace. What Clackamas needs to do is stop that high-octane pace. They need to control the boards. They need to get into blocking out. What they're doing is when the ball goes up, all the Clackamas players are looking at the ball. They're not blocking out on the body.
And we're going to go to Shelby Meter right now. What's the latest and greatest, Shelby?
Will be good. I mean, they're an undefeated team, and they're going up against Clackamas, and Clackamas is equally as strong as offensive as they are defensive. So we'll have to take a look. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Shelby. And Lane converts the free throw, 41-24. 2:48 left in the second quarter. And right now, Gary, Clackamas needs to get some, solid play down the court a few trips in a row.
Right. They need to get comfortable with their offense and score some buckets. You got to finish once again right there. They're hurrying their shots. They're not planning and then going up. They're just going up with the defender. And you got to put a stop and then go up, and then you might get fouled or make the basket.
Well, and you got Hutchins out there. She is still playing. She still has the spark and the swagger. And you would know what swagger is. She brings that out there. So they got a turnover, which is good. But, yeah, Lindley had 2 looks there and couldn't quite convert. And they were nice looks. They were right there, right on the money.
And give credit to the Titans. They are playing really good D. They really are.
Well, yeah, because it gets to the point where Clackamas has a wide open shot, and they can't believe it. They're just like, are you kidding me?
There you go.
Yeah, Paine, that was her first bucket in a while.
Yeah, that was good movement by Clackamas.
So let's see what Lane comes back with, but there's that middle wide open. Can they get the rebound? Yes, Pittman hustles to Plattner, but she couldn't control it. And there's a couple of those turnovers, Gary, that right now are really taking the air out of them.
Right, yeah. If the Cougars can get into the mid-30s, that would speak volumes heading into the locker room right now. You just got to have some stops. There's Jo Paine, good ball movement, and open for the 3.
Well, exactly. Well, and you see, and it would be quite a feat even to get the score in the 30s, because Lane only gives up, 43, 41 points a game. Yeah, their last couple. They don't give up much, Gary.
Yeah, their last couple. Overall, they hold their opponents. There's a long bomb there.
Yeah, touchdown to Plattner. She's got to pull it out, though. That Lane D is so good, Gary, at getting back.
Right.
Pittman for the 3, no. She crashes, but no good. Lane picked it up. Gabby Heen with the rebound. Kicks it over to Jordan Rodriguez, and here we go. They're moving the ball.
Yeah, they move the ball so well. And that inside, they got to really plug that up. Oh, boy.
Yeah, no good for Snook, and Paine collects the rebound and draws a foul. So right now, it's one of those things, Gary, where if Clackamas can put a few points together and a few good stops, keep this thing at maybe 12 points or so like that, it would be a major victory.
Yeah, if you can go in the locker room down 10 or 12, you're right. That would be a success right now at halftime.
Yeah, right now it's 15, so they've got some work to do. Lexi Pittman getting after it. Oh, a snuff. Oh, wow. Gabby Heen's just like, nope, not having it.
Yeah.
Rejected.
Yeah, Gabby Heen's one of those players that you don't expect much, but, man, does she produce on the court.
Yep. Her credit was rejected by Heen right there.
Yeah.
So there we go, working it around the zone. They want to get Snook for the 3 or Snook right there.
Yeah, open. It's open.
She kicked it out. Yep. Good box out and rebound by Lindley. Does a great job underneath there, Gary. If she can convert a couple hoops. Yeah, Paine didn't hit the layup, but she did draw a foul.
Yep, and that's okay too. You got to get on the board somehow.
Yep, Jo Paine doing her part, but they need a couple more ladies to do their parts as well.
Yeah. It'll be interesting coming out in the second half. I'm interested looking at the stats.
And there was that check right there by Heen. Oh.
No,
shooter's bounce. Shooter's bounce. Couple of subs right there. Number 11, Rachel Johnny, coming in for Lindley. They want to save that 3rd foul, Coach Martineau.
Absolutely. That's smart coaching.
You can see right here he's running a sub in Rojas. He's probably going to come in for Paine here in a second.
Yeah.
And there it is.
Yeah.
See, they knew right away. Yeah, good coaching by Martineau right there.
Yep.
But let's see if they can get some D here. See if they can get a 3 or 5 point swing right here.
Yeah, they need to stop right here.
So, yeah, let's see what happens here. The defense is set. Snook trying to find an opening. Kicks it over for a 3. No good. Good rebound there by Hutchins. Let's see if they can bring it up.
Ooh.
Pittman coming up. What happened on that last?
I remember remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That moment?
It was a moment that changed my life. I'd been training with my team for months, and now we had been called up for the first time. The real deal. Wildfires were getting dangerously close to homes. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com.
Northwest Sports Network would like to thank the following NWAC executives for their time, effort, and energy. Sports Network.
I remember the moment clearly,
I'll never forget that moment.
as long as I live.
I realized at that moment, when we first saw the damage, these people really needed us. And I was going to make a difference, right here in my community. Together with local responders, we cleared trees and collapsed walls. We had to get to the family trapped beneath. As a citizen soldier, I made a difference.
Be there for your community at NationalGuard.com.
Welcome to NWAC Talk. Character, competition, and community is the mantra of the Northwest Athletic Conference. And I'm here with our special guest, Coach Tim Bieri, head coach of the Multnomah University Lady Lions. And the reason we're kind of getting away from the NWAC coaches right now is because I want to hear perspective of the next level. Multnomah University, their first year in the NAIA Tough Cascade Conference. And Coach, a lot of the teams in the conference get NWAC players. In fact, there's over 75 players basketball-wise, as far as men and women, that have gone to the Cascade Conference. So how's that helped Multnomah University and your Lady Lions?
Yeah, no, for us, when we decided we were going to go into the NAIA and decided to go into the Cascade Conference, the first place I knew to look was the NWAC. Just because I know basketball-wise, especially on the women's side, it's extremely competitive, very skilled, a lot of great coaches that teach a lot of great fundamentals, so I know that no matter what comes out of the NWAC, it's going to be good. And for us going into such a high level, we needed a lot of skill, we needed it quickly, and we found it by multiplication by the girls that we were able to bring to Multnomah. So.
Coach, speaking of character, competition, community, Multnomah University really had a great recruiting year of the NWAC ladies. We got Miranda Schmeling from Peninsula, they're overall champions. Milan Woods from Portland Community College, Lacey Camper, Wenatchee Valley, Sadie Jenks, Mount Hood Community College, Lexi Govert's on the team, who played at Clackamas Community College, and incidentally was an All-American in track, and others that we recruited from various colleges. What's that tell you about the character of these girls? Has it hurt the team, helped the team? How has it enhanced the team?
Yeah, these girls have the utmost and the highest of character. And that's what we look for first and foremost, is just somebody that will come in and fit with the style and the character of our program. And all the girls from the NWAC, again, because of where they came from, who they were coached by, their character is second to none. And in terms of skill and the way that they've played so far and that they will continue to play for us, we wouldn't be the same team without them. I can guarantee that we would not be in the games that we're in without these girls from the NWAC. And so to say that I'm thankful for them is certainly an understatement.
Well, speaking of all these ladies coming, there's 75 total that were recruited from the NWAC into the Cascade Conference this year, men's and ladies in basketball. What's the recruiting process like, and how do you filter through all those players?
Yeah, there are a lot, no doubt about it, and especially there's a lot at a high level. I think for us it's the relationship with the coaches, being able to reach out to any NWAC coach and say, hey, this is what we're looking for, this is what we kind of require as an institution, and being able to trust really their filtering process as coaches, because right now they're the ones that know their players the best. They'll know where they'll fit, and they've been
And welcome back, Clackamas Community College, the site of today's doubleheader game of the week, women's and men's. Clackamas Community College versus Lane Community College. The Lady Titans 22-0, imposing their will right now. Gary Akiyama, the coach, he's with us, the 5-hour energy guy. 42-31 in favor of the Titans. Gary, talk to me about the halftime stats.
Hey, halftime stats. Bottom line, it was turnovers. Clackamas had 10. Titans only had 5, so that's a 10-point differential right there. Steals also were differential. Titans had 8 steals compared to the Cougars 5. So basically, that turnovers and that first quarter that Clackamas were struggling with is the telltale of the game so far. You're looking at the points. Jordan Kimbrell with 14, Du Bois with 8, and Shelby Snook with 8. For the Cougars, Jo Paine with 10, leading the Cougars.
And what about the rebounds for Jo Paine?
Rebounds for Jo Paine, she had not too bad, 11 boards.
Wow. And how about assists?
Yeah, assists.
I'm seeing 6.
6 assists.
Yeah, it could be a triple-double.
Yeah.
It could be a triple-double for Paine if it keeps going that way.
Right.
Plattner's locked up right now, starting our second half. Lindley trying to get some space, but Jordan Kimbrell's collapsing. Over to Paine for the cut, and there's the little jumper. No shooter bounce, but Lindley fighting hard on the rebound. Battle of gladiators. Jordan Kimbrell comes out. And there's Hutchins on the floor. I tell you, between Lindley and Hutchins, they mop that floor up most of the time.
Yeah, they do a great job.
My goodness.
Looks like possession there, though, for the Titans.
You talk about for Jim Martineau, he's got a couple of, floor moppers right there who will always be diving for the loose ball, so that's good to have. But Clackamas, their first couple trips down, Gary, they needed something a little more consistent and successful and didn't get it.
Right. They're going to have to play tough D here the second half to get back in this game and contain Jo Kimbrell. You got to contain underneath there.
Well, but see, here's the good news. They put 4 people on her, so she didn't shoot. The bad news was one person snuck past.
Right.
And there wasn't enough help. It's like when you can clone yourself on the court, Gary, that's when there's going to be an invention worth talking about.
Yeah, 2 opportunities there for the Cougars. And
yeah,
they
Paine and Lindley right there.
You got to finish, ladies.
So 44-31 in favor of Lane. They have the ball back, and as excited as we were, I mean, as far as, as we can be, that they were able to close the gap and have some stops, it's kind of going back down to where it was. Kimbrough missed a chippy, which is shocking because, like you said before, she shoots, 56% from the field.
Right.
But here we go. Plattner, let's see if she can get on board. Hutchins out top. And that zone for Lane just destroys people, Gary. It just locks them up.
Yeah, they play a good tight zone. It's not a loose zone. They come right out on the three-point shooter.
Oh, yeah. Well, because Kimbrough, you can gamble, like just right there.
Right.
She'll get a steal or something.
Whoa.
Well, and once again, that was Lindley, but this time it was Hermosillo Wright who was playing them up. Hutchins kicks over. Hermosillo Wright to Plattner. Down low, Lindley.
Those long arms, almost a block there.
Yep. Oh, just a bad possession, Gary. They couldn't get a real good look, even though it was in the key. Oh.
Now, and see, look how quickly Lane went down there. Clackamas still had 3 trying to get down the court. You got to get back in transition.
Yeah, Brita Boyce just wrecked him right there. So the double team on Paine. Coach Martineau calls a timeout. And
absolutely.
It's kind of like, here we go again. The 3 or 4 minute bit of momentum they got at the end of the second quarter now is back to, are you kidding me?
Well, it's not only are you kidding me, but you've got to get back. Look at that transition, none for Clackamas, and Lane just easily scores there.
All right, time for a timeout. We'll be back soon. 46-31, Lane College on NSN. And here we go back. Coming out of that timeout, Jo Paine in the post. The double hits, but she gets it over.
Nice.
She got that out just in time because Snook came over on the double team. And right now, we're going to talk to Shelby Meter. What'd you learn, Shelby?
Well, I was just in the Clackamas huddle, and the gap is just keeps spreading. And so coach is just trying to motivate and build up these girls. They need to be a lot more defensive and get some defensive stops. And back to you guys.
Thank you much, Shelby. And yeah, getting defensive, Gary, we've talked about that. It's just there's just so much to do with that phrase.
Right. Well, and you're not going to get it all at once. If they can just chip away, as you say, just take their time, and you're going to work it down and go inside, with Jo just like that.
Jo Paine converts, but look, Snook gets that thing right up. But they got back on defense. Coach Martineau was over there windmilling pretty hard with his one arm.
Yeah. Yeah. He said, you're not going to get back. I'm sure he said, whoever doesn't get back in transition, you're going out. I'm putting someone in that wants to play.
Yeah, and if you all aren't doing it, you all are running on Monday.
Yeah, so, this is a very high-octane team, like we keep saying.
Well, and there was a foul on Paine there, her second, and Coach Martineau, that wasn't what he wanted, but there was a real nice play by Paine there, beating that double team. And now on the line, guess who? It's Sarah Kiesling. And now substitution there for Clackamas. And that'd be 11, Rachel Johnny back in. Sending Hermosillo Wright to the backcourt.
Wow, getting their own.
They just couldn't contain that rebound. Yes.
Shooters bounce on the other way.
Right there. And see, the corner of the zone didn't collapse in time, but they got really fortunate with the turnover. And let's see what happens. Hermosillo Wright was cut off, and here comes Jo Paine picking her way. 3 for Lexi Pittman.
Oh, boy, in and out.
It was even the third quarter. That would have really helped the whole situation. But now
nice
Lane
move.
has it.
Nice move.
Their footwork, their jump stops. Brita Boyce right there. Just wonderful move. Plattner kicking it back over there to Johnny. Back to Plattner for the 3. No luck.
Uh-oh.
And
Who's the
jump
foul
ball
on?
there with Jo Paine. Yeah, Plattner just hasn't been able to get on track today, Gary. Not so far.
That's going to be a key that, for any chance. A nice one by the Boyce. Nice move.
Yeah, that's her second replay in a row with her on the break, where she's just carving them up.
Yeah, hitting the square, making that the easy board.
So Clackamas inbounds after the arrow indicates they have the possession. Inbound to Jo Paine, getting it done, doing work.
Yeah,
Jo Paine.
And that's legal. Somebody would think that's a foul. That is not a foul because she wasn't really using her elbow.
That was a 3, though, and everyone thinks that was a 3.
Right.
Mallory Shields right there. The cast of characters is large for the Titans.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, they called a foul on Paine right there.
Yeah.
She thought it was a jump stop, but a travel. Hutchins coming into the game. Hermosillo Wright coming out. She's had a really nice game, Hermosillo Wright.
Yeah, for her starting role there, she's doing well.
Yeah, she came on really big, like you said. Coach said practice was doing well, and she was really moving her game up. 52-37 in favor of Lane. They have the ball. Kimbrough getting a touch. And doing work. Oh, the ball is loose, and Lane gets it. You got to get those loose balls, Gary, when you're down by that much.
Right. Well, and you just can't give a team like Lane second and third chances.
Yeah.
That was not a good foul there.
Well, but Lane, they can take chances. When you're up by 15, 17 points, you could double team. You could slap the ball a little bit more than you would, because what have you got to lose?
Well,
at
this point, you don't.
Well, when you play over-aggressive, Gary, you might get burnt once or twice, but you make a few plays that you wouldn't have normally.
Right. Well, that gets your energy going, too, and Lane's high-octane anyway, so you need to get them more.
Oh, yeah, they're running on diesel, Googs.
Yeah.
It's not just high-octane.
Right.
Costs a lot to fill the tank up, but, boy, you get a lot of mileage out of it. And here we go. 6 seconds to go on the shot clock. Payne's got to make something, and she almost did. But once again, the Titan D on that zone holds, and they're beating her down the court. They're beating them down the court, Gary.
Oh, that's a foul. Yeah.
And that was just a 1-on-5.
Yeah,
and she beat like 3 people down the court.
And that shows you how quick they are, Maverick. It's just ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. That was Jordan Rodriguez right there from Sunnyside, Washington. Sunnyside, Washington, baby.
Okay.
Close to Yakima, Washington. My old stomping grounds.
Yes.
And your brother's current stomping grounds.
That's true.
Had no clue.
Right. Yeah.
Had no clue, Googs.
Well,
that must be why we get along somewhat.
Somewhat, yes.
There's a Yakima connection. So at the line for the Titans is 32, and that's Jordan Rodriguez. Cans the second one, 54-37, and now we're getting to that danger zone, Gary.
Right.
And that danger zone, does it become a huge deal, or can they close the gap? Let's find out.
Well,
Lexi Pittman inside to Paine.
Nice
4
movement.
people collapsing, but great ball movement. Didn't can the
good
shot.
Board.
But there's Paine doing work.
And one.
Jo Paine. Yeah, she's bringing the pain, Gary, but there's not enough teammates to do so right now.
Right. Well, sometimes, you got to take it on yourself. I mean, she's got good players, though, good support staff.
Well, when there was that four players collapsing on her, she found Rachel Johnny, who couldn't can it.
Right.
She was very fortunate to get the rebound right there and the putback.
Yeah,
wonderful moves around the basket.
Just need to go with your strengths.
Yeah, and she gets a three-point play, so that sure helps. But here come your subs, and see Lane right now. Kimbrough. Interesting, because she turned on the third quarter, and we saw her at Clark at the beginning of the year, but she turned on the first quarter this time, put this thing just where it is now.
Yep.
They're bringing her back out again, and they might do some more damage without her.
Well, her 14 points, in that first half, and guess what? Lane's up 14 points right now.
Yeah.
And threatening some more.
Well, when you got Shelby
Snook, nice
that was a
move.
wonderful play there. The D wasn't bad, really. Wasn't bad on that, but yeah, and look, she just roaming right now. She just roams that zone.
Yep.
Yeah, so they're working it around.
Yeah,
There's Jo Paine.
Plugging the outside threat. They really move well on that 2-3 zone.
Yeah, back to Pittman. Moving it over. Yeah, they can't quite find anywhere to pick right now. Oh,
nice behind.
Yeah, that was a beautiful look. Beautiful look there to Ali Rojas, but the Titans knocked it out of bounds, and that's what they do. They take the wonderful plays and turn them into just whatever.
Right.
Shelby Snook right there, Gary, on that last move. Just fantastic. Inbound play, pass was a little bit slow, so Hutchins has to bring it back out. Shot clock at 3. Hutchins, no. Oh,
no,
chip in, no. But can they contain the possession? No.
No, it'd be Titan ball.
It's tough because they're really putting the effort in, Gary, to get good shots and make the right passes, but they get a little dejected. You know, no swagger, as you like to call it.
Right. Well, and you gotta follow through. I mean, that's no question. You're that close, you gotta follow through.
Well, yeah, you have to have the end result. You can't do 3 out of 4 things right and then miss the 4th.
And see, Clackamas, they're just standing, watching the ball. You gotta play defense.
Well, they're hanging their heads a little bit about the offensive possessions, Gary. You know, kind of getting down about it, and you don't have time with Lane. You just don't have any time.
You got to have a short-term memory.
Right, exactly. Paine collects. Not quite. Boy, Lane's just getting in there and just putting the arms up and getting the hands out.
Yeah, look, I see you got it back in transition,
yeah,
but
Bree
it's
Du Bois once again finds the open cutter, though.
It's too late.
Mallory Shields. Du Bois is just a wrecking ball on the break, Gary.
Oh, she is. She's quicker than I thought she was. Boy, she can move.
I agree. Yep, just turning it on. Turning on the Jets. Pittman for a 3. Nope. Paine with the rebound. And she's put on the deck. I mean, she's go to the line.
Yeah.
But see, right now, Gary, you can do that kind of foul because you got a bunch of ladies you could rotate.
Right. And what they're unfortunately what they're forcing Clackamas to do is, since they're 20 points behind now, they got to shoot that 3.
Yeah, exactly.
And normally you want to go inside. Fortunately, they did on this one, so Paine's at the free throw line.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Paine is having a whale of a game, Gary, and just being a workhorse right now, but there's just not help. And you can see right now they're keeping all 4 players back because they respect the Titans game that much. Coach Martineau right now, Gary, is just probably like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, well, the reason you're doing that is because your ladies aren't getting back in transition, so you better set up and be ready now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's see what happens. They can shut Snook down. Goes to the corner. Oh, wow.
Oh.
Yeah, Paine with the block there at least on Mallory Shields, but Shields, Gary, had an open lane to the hoop, and that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Because Paine has 2 fouls, and you just can't afford to sit her right now.
No, that was a smart foul by Jill, hitting the top of the ball instead of underneath.
Yeah, very much to avoid that call, but now they're running her at the point. They're just really expending her, but yeah, she needs some help. Someone's got to get on fire there. Yeah, and they've really been extending when Plattner touches the ball, too. The 3 is no good, and here comes Lane. You can see, Du Bois open on that wing. Defense comes back, but now they're rotating the ball for, guess what, an open 3. Not quite. And it's on the ground. Everyone's a diving. Plattner gets it to Paine. And what do we got? Did we get a timeout? I think we did.
Yep, I think Jim Martineau called the timeout.
There we go. So right now we're going to go to break. 60-42 Lane on NSN. Back at it here, 60-42 in favor of the visiting Titans, looking to extend that winning streak. And now we're going to Shelby. What'd you learn, Shelby?
Well, as you guys just said, there is an 18-point lead on the Titans, and so their defense is really strong as of right now. I was just in the huddle with the coach, and he wants them to continue to have those defensive stops, but also when it's offensive, to pass the ball around the court. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much. And now, yeah, they're at that point, Gary, where there's just a few things they need to maintain to put this car into the garage, so to speak.
Right. Yeah. Just keep doing what they're doing. Just run their offensive plays, defensive. Just get back quickly in transition, and they're doing everything right. Defense has been tenacious so far.
Paine inbounds to Hutchins. Hutchins there to Hermosillo right, over to Plattner. Well, and just every pass they're contesting, and they're not very crisp, Gary. You can tell the ladies are getting a bit tired.
Right.
Plattner for the three, still can't get that one down. And here come the Titans. See, they've already beat the first wave of defense.
Right.
And it forces them to go to the wing for that three.
Yeah.
And when you out hustle on the rebounds, man, it's a tough day.
It's a real tough day.
So now Snook calling the play. Well, and right now, Jordan Kimbrough, they're just letting her rest.
Oh, yeah.
Just getting valuable minutes on the bench while extending the lead. Yeah, Coach Shealy knew what was up with that.
Yeah, that's a foul there.
Yeah, exactly.
See, Shelby is well aware of where everybody is. She knew that person was going to come across and get a foul, so she's well aware of what's in front of her and behind her, Mike.
That's the truth. And just a few seconds left in the third quarter. They missed the shot, but they took valuable time off. And so now after three, we were kind of excited more of some competitiveness after halftime, but Lane has kind of put their foot down, so to speak. So 60-42 in favor of Lane Community College, NSN Game of the Week.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That moment?
It was a moment that changed my life. I'd been training with my team for months, and now we had been called up for the first time. The real deal. Wildfires were getting dangerously close to homes. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com.
And back to it here. We're at the start of the fourth quarter. So Clackamas, an 18-point hill to climb, Coach Gary Akiyama. What do they got to do?
Well, basically, I mean, I know it seems obvious, but Clackamas needs to get stops. They need to get stops. They need to block out, get the boards, and just score. I mean, I know it sounds as simple as that, but it's not when you're down 18 points and when you're playing against the Titans. So that's what they need to do.
They need momentum, and unfortunately, it was just stole from them. But here we go. So Jo Paine's got it. And we've got some exciting news about Jo Paine, and we'll talk about it here in a second. Dos puntos right there. She's up to 23 points now, Gary. 16 rebounds, 6 assists. So she's 4 assists away from
her triple-double.
Booyah!
Yeah, she'll probably get that, too.
And I'm going to put the Google master, Googs, Gary Akiyama, to work and find out when the last triple-double was for women's NWAC. So not that you don't have anything else to do or talk about, but, that's your next assignment should you choose to accept it. So in the corner is Paine, and it's a 16-point lead, so they cut into it a little bit. Here, see if they can get some momentum going.
Yeah.
Kimbrough, she got the foul on Kimbrough.
Yep. Good move.
Yeah, it's like, welcome back, Jordan. Have a foul. And here we go. So they were trying to say the foul was on number 3. the Lane bench, but no, not quite. So Jo Paine's just been wonderful, Gary. I think she canned 1 3 at the beginning of the game, but everything else has been very mid-range and going to the basket.
Yeah, and that's what she's built for, and that's what she's known for. So.
Yeah, she gets a lot of her points the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, you earn them.
Yes,
and
exactly.
Inside the paint.
So, yes, Paine hits the first one. Lane goes to the bench. Number 2 is in for them, which is Sarah Kiesling. And now number 3, Mallory Shields in. Kimbrough back out, Gary. Yeah, they're just like, we're going to solve this one with you on the bench. Why? Because we can.
Right. And if that's smart too. And if they do need her, in the later part of this quarter, they can, obviously she's available. So.
Well, and the good news, Gary, for Clackamas actually, is they've actually kept this close. Because most of the time they are winning by like 35 and 40 points. And there's Lindley with the great stuff. Let's see if they can bring it up. Hutchins to Hermioso right. He got it stretched. Yep. Here comes Lane. Oh, my goodness. Let's see if they can stop the break. Well, they stopped it, though, and actually stopped the 3, Gary. So the D has been crisp right there on that possession at least. Passing around, but see, the D's not going anywhere. It's making them take something like that. Great rebound by Lindley. Great defensive stand. That's the kind of stuff they need on top of some offensive possessions.
Well, they're going to need that the rest of the game, unfortunately.
Yeah, you got it.
But, we'll see. I mean, we've seen these games where they look like they're going to get away, and then the team comes back. So,
well, like I was saying, it's at least it's a moral victory in one respect because Lane has been taking people by 40, 50 points.
Yeah. They said that she traveled. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Coach Martineau, not a happy man.
Yeah,
Paine's been having to work hard.
I'm not sure about that. As Joe looks to the other ref across the other side of the court.
Well, and Coach Martineau was telling the ref what his deal was with it, and he put the hand out on him like talk to the hand kind of thing. That was a very good shot right there. So let's see, Lane working it around, doing the little triangle deal, trying to find that open look. And Du Bois swatted. Lindley is just opening up a block party today, Gary.
Yeah,
she's invited a few people.
Well, Lane needs to get their spark back. They're kind of getting a little complacent right now.
Yeah, they came out of the quarter a little more lackadaisical than the third quarter.
Yeah, so if they want to, but I don't know if they're going to hit their average of 91.18 points a game.
But boy, Lindley's going to hit an average of blocks.
Yeah, she's having a good block game.
Yeah, after 3 quarters, she had 2 blocks, and she's added 1 or 2 more here this quarter. So good for her.
Now Lane's on their pace to where they hold the other team to 61 points. They're on pace for that.
Well, at least someone's on pace for something. So we're going to go to break. Oh, we're going to stay, actually. So, Gary, as we look into the huddle here, if you're Lane and if you're Clackamas, let's talk about it.
Yeah, well, you saw Greg there, the Lane coach. He's not happy at all. Look at him. So what the heck are we doing? You got to hustle. You got to get back, and we can't be complacent. He just said, get back into the game, ladies. Yeah, we got a lead, but, we're better than that.
And then Clackamas, what was Coach Martineau saying?
He's saying, hey, just keep doing what we're doing. If Lane's going to be complacent like that, let's take it to him. Let's run our plays.
See, the interesting thing, though, Lane is such a force, Gary, that they have to make some mistakes. And Clackamas has to do a bunch of stuff. Yeah. Speaking of a bunch of stuff, Shelby's got something for us. What do you got, Shelby?
So in the Clackamas huddle, the coach is just trying to motivate these girls, trying to close the gap, and basically keep doing what they're doing at this point. Stay offensively strong and go for the last quarter of the game. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Shelby. And it was pretty much what you said, Coach. Is just kind of keep doing what you're doing. But that wasn't it.
No, that was not it, no.
The three-pointer just didn't fall.
Oh, Shelby, very smart. Very smart.
Shelby Snook drew the foul on Hutchins there. And once again, she just gets up that floor. Lane has about 3 players that can lead that break and just leave people in the dust.
Yeah. I mean, and of course, Shelby's the glue to that team, and interesting. It's very interesting that.
Well, and it's interesting, Gary, because that was 1 on 5, and she still drew a foul.
Right. And you look at Shelby, you know, she's a third-year sophomore. You couldn't tell that she tore her ACL last year, could you?
Yeah, that's amazing, Gary. That's amazing. So, yeah, future is bright for Miss Snook.
And talking to Coach Jim Wingate, he was telling me their starting 5, all of them have offers for NCAA Division II teams, and some of them even have interest in Division I teams.
Wow, impressive. Well, and Lane, you know, as we were talking about the coaching staff, we were talking to their assistants. They've been on the recruiting trail. They were actually in Vegas. 1 or 2 of them were in Vegas last week.
Yeah, so they're looking at players down there and probably going to some tournaments as well.
Well, because the thing is, Gary, once you get momentum going as a program, you have to keep your foot on the pedal to keep it.
Yeah.
It's not just one season and you can rest on your laurels.
No, and that's why Lane's so good. They're so consistent. Nice defensive move there.
Yeah, exactly. They had a chance there. Plattner looking for some help. Somebody help her up. Yeah, she's like man down. Looks like she might have got the wind knocked out of her there or something of the sort. So let's hope she comes back all right. So looking at this, Gary, 46-62, it looks like Lane's kind of taking control of this again. And a lot of it was when Jordan Kimbrough was back to the bench.
Yeah, interesting enough, when your top player goes to the bench, well, you know what makes it happen is the other players just step up to the plate, and you have more scoring, you have more overall scoring. So when your top player is out, that forces all the other players to come together more as a team. Not that they aren't a team already, but you can't rely on just one person.
Yeah, and then when you're talking about steals and whatnot like that, I think when they're able to rotate some more of their guards and that kind of thing instead of like true post players, they're able to slap at the ball a little more. They're able to get on the break a little faster and do what they got to do.
Right.
Because Clackamas right now, Jo Paine, the workhorse, I don't think she's sat. She did one possession at the end of the second quarter, one defensive possession. Otherwise, she hasn't sat.
Yeah.
Good news, Plattner's able to come off the court. Looks like something happened on the leg. And today's officials, Robert Lamar, Dwayne Johnson, Michael Rascone.
Well, she is able to walk on the leg. She's not just hopping on one leg, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, right now we're going to Shelby with some info. Hi, Shelby.
Hey, guys. So in the Titans huddle, they are just motivated right now. I mean, these girls are excited. They have a huge lead. Unfortunately, there was that injury on the Clackamas side, so it's getting to be a really competitive game. So we'll have to see what happens. Back.
Well, thank you very much on that one, Shelby. And yeah, I mean, all of a sudden, at the tail of 2 or 3 minutes, Gary. Oh, no.
Did that count?
3 don't count.
Oh,
no.
boy. Oh, they needed that.
3 don't count. They called an offensive foul in the post.
Wow.
So, yeah, Hutchins is like, you kidding me? Yeah. I get one down, and look what you do.
Right. That's a momentum killer.
Yeah, that really is, and that could be a huge swing. Let's see what Lane does, because they're so good at taking advantage of those things.
Shelby Snook gets right in there.
Yeah, you just put the hammer down, man. She's just the hammer today.
Right now, Lane's playing real small and quick.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and like I was saying before, you could see that Paine has been really laboring because she's been out there the whole game almost, and you're just trying to get something from the rest of them, and it's really hard right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of those things right now, and
you got to play through it. Unfortunately, there's Shelby,
and there's Snook. She just took that spin move off of Lindley.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure Lindley's going to have nightmares about the spin move because boy, they've been doing it. So as they're working the ball around, there's 4 passes, Gary, without even a dribble.
Look at that. You have your smallest player on the court shooting inside the paint there against,
Once again, four passes, not even the ball bounced, and that's basketball, right, Googs?
Right, absolutely.
Lindley bringing it back out to the corner. Hermosillo right over to Pittman.
Yeah, you can see
Paine posting up.
Right.
She gets the ball, but see, look, there's that collapse. Yep, 2 on her. And yeah, it's just really hurting the 3. They can't find any other, shot makers right now.
Well, you got to go to the post. Maybe they'll fall. No, but what Lane's doing, they're forcing. They say, "I dare you, Clackamas, to shoot the 3."
Well, and it looks like they maintain possession there. And yeah, it's time out there, so we'll see how that works. But there was what we talked about: 4 passes, a hoop on 1 dribble.
Right.
So just amazing game for Snook today.
Yeah. Well, and Clackamas, you got to come out on Snook with both hands. You just can't come out there after she has the ball and raise your hand, because by then it's too late. She's got the ball released.
And a real feisty game, because that was Shields there that went down. Yeah, she's coming off the court of her own accord, which is great. But yeah, it looks like she took a stinger there. She's looking at her nose, and so Clackamas is still competing, Gooch. I mean, they're still competing, still diving for the ball, as you can see here. A couple players there, Hermosillo, Wright, and Pittman, and yeah, Shields kind of landed awkwardly there.
Well, and that's right. So Clackamas will never give up. And when Jim Martineau's teams over the years, they are feisty. They never give up, and they have just too much. The gals have too much respect for Coach Martineau, so they're going to give it all they have left.
Well, and the thing about it, Gary, is like we talked about, all the coaches in this league, everyone we cover has like 18, 19, 20 years in, very established pedigrees, and they're building programs in the NWAC.
Yeah, NWAC is where we recruit from at Multnomah University, and a lot of the Cascade Conference teams. We've had 75 players last year from the NWAC that now play in the Cascade Conference.
That's amazing, and it's great because you and a lot of the other local four-year colleges know this is a wonderful feeder program.
Oh, I wouldn't have it any other way. You get good quality kids, you get good quality athletes, and they're being coached by good quality coaches.
Yeah, that's like the trifecta right there.
Absolutely.
You're just like, yeah, sign them up.
Yep.
Sign them up. And plus, you didn't have to go to Vegas to get them.
That's right.
So Lexi Pittman gets through the D for a bucket. Her first one since the second quarter. Let's see if she can get on track.
It's still not too late.
Yeah, but Kimbrough's back in. Guess what? She's touching the ball, Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah, great D by Lindley there to force the jump on Snook. Yeah, Lindley knew. She saw that whole thing. She saw that song before, heard it before.
Right.
She went out and really did something about it there. But Lane maintains possession. And great crowd tonight for the ladies. And you're going to see, hopefully, the men's game tonight is as spirited as it was the last time we were here when they played Umpqua. The men's game's going to be fantastic, Gary. Give me like 3 words what you're looking for tonight for that men's game.
I'm looking for 3 words. High-paced game.
Woo! Look at you, Pikachu. So, Clackamas, let's see what happens. The ball got loose, but they maintained. And let's see. Pittman working around Hermosillo Wright, over to Hutchins. Back there. And there's Paine on the cut. Finds the open player. Nope. Lindley able to get a rebound. Brings it back out. And there's that open 3. Not quite. So here comes Lane. Coaching staff yelling for some shot clock resets and all that.
Right.
You popped your head up there. That was fantastic, Gary. You're about to say, hey,
yeah, it was instinct.
I don't do the shot clock, okay?
No, it's just instinct or habit or something like that.
That was like coach's instinct right there, ladies and gentlemen. So, Lane working the ball around here.
Oh, nice D.
Oh, nice D. All right, Pittman comes up with it. Over to Hermosillo Wright.
Nice
look. She had a couple of those in the first quarter.
Right.
And now she's back. So, yeah, she's had a nice afternoon for them. But they've needed a couple of more ladies to step up and have nice afternoons as well. They're working the ball around. So, Lane, Gary, are they just like the favorite to win the whole thing? How could you even compete with them?
I mean, they're going to have to be the favorite right now in the NWAC. I mean, they're undefeated 22-0, 9-0 in conference. But another team that could sneak up there is the Wenatchee Valley Knights.
Oh, okay.
Wenatchee Valley, 19-3 overall, 7-0 undefeated in conference. Coach Rachel Getz, a friend of mine, we recruit from her, and so she's going to be right in the thick of it as well.
And Du Bois for the 3, no. Ball goes off Pittman's hands, and guess what? Lane maintains possession.
Yeah.
And with 2 minutes to go, that's just not a good thing.
No.
And Kimbrough, though.
Kimbrough.
Oh, nope. Good D by Lindley there. Yeah, Clackamas, they've really came through in this fourth quarter, not letting it get away, Gary. But the thing was, Lane just opened up way too much back in the first and second quarter.
Right.
3 for Pittman.
Yeah.
They just too little, too late in a lot of respects.
Too many Titans. I mean, Titans are deep, like I mentioned before, all the way from starters to bench.
Well, remember the Titans.
Yeah.
Remember them when it comes to this tournament, because as you said, outside of Wenatchee Valley, anyone else who's got a puncher's chance?
I like your terminology, a puncher's chance.
I do what I can.
Yeah, possibly Bellevue and Peninsula. Bellevue's ranked third, 18-4, 6-1. Peninsula, never count them out. The Pirates are 15-5, 6-1.
But as far as in our little pod, you got Umpqua at 7-3, but see, Clackamas beat them a couple weeks ago.
In our little pod. Boy, Lane's going to be tough.
Yeah,
to
you'll
beat.
need to Google pod, NWAC ladies b-ball pod, and see what happens.
In our division here, you got, of course, you got Titans, and then you got UCC, and then Clackamas, and maybe Clark, but really those three are. But as far as the puncher's chance, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, I don't know, because you'd have to kind of spin you have to be like Michelangelo and paint a masterpiece, with only like 5 turnovers and 70% from the field,
right,
or something to beat them.
Yeah,
because they up the intensity so much to get the turnovers and then make you play sloppy on the offensive end.
And there's only 6 more games now after this game in conference, so boy, I mean they'd have to completely fall apart. I don't see that happening at all.
Yeah, no, I mean, I could see Clackamas taking a rematch with them in the tournament or something. I mean, we don't know pairings, of course.
Right.
But I could see that because there is a lot of talent on the Clackamas squad.
Yeah.
But Lane right now is, they're a howitzer.
Yeah.
There's another term for you.
Yeah.
Oh,
my word.
The 3 at the buzzer.
Wow.
When it rains, it pours, even on a sunny day. When you're in the gym. And there's an open 3 there. Not quite for number 11 on Clackamas, Rachel Johnny. There we go. They forced a turnover. So, Jo Paine, another wonderful game. There we are looking for her there when she had that wonderful look there to Johnny. Or actually, that was Ali Rojas. So,
right.
She didn't get her triple-double, Googs, but she was real close.
Really close. I guess I don't have to look that up now.
Well, I was going to say it's probably still on the board, but, you probably got other things you can Google and impress me with instead. How's that?
Okay.
You have maybe 20 minutes in between the games. So,
I still might look it up.
There you go. And in the meantime, I will entertain all the listeners while you're doing that.
Okay.
I might sing a few tunes or something of the sort.
I'll pay for that.
All about the NWAC, yes. So here we go. Finishing the game up here as they're working the ball around, and they're just doing as much as they can. Unfortunately, another player down, Ali Rojas, on this one.
Boy,
this one looks quite a bit serious compared to some of the others that we saw. Plattner was already out, going there. And Gary, who would you give the player of the game to? Would it be Shelby Snook?
Boy, I mean, there's a lot of.
You think there's a
lot of contestants in that.
Sorry to deflate that one for you.
Yeah, no.
Go ahead and reflate.
But I mean, not to take anything away from anybody. Now I'm being political, but I would say I'd give it to Shelby Snook.
I think so. Kimbrough started out like a house of fire. She kind of started it, but Snook, she was like the closer. So number one on the Titans is number 1
Shelby
on our
Snook.
player of the game list. So there it is. But Rojas coming off under her own power, which is great.
Yeah, and she's walking on both feet, too, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. It's like we talked about. They're not giving it up. They're not giving up the effort. Both teams are just diving for the ball, and they're just laying it out there, Gary. I'm very impressed. And I probably think that's what's kept Clackamas from this thing going crazy. And speaking of Shelby's, it's time for Shelby Meter.
Hey guys, so I have an update for you on the injury on the Clackamas side, number 10. It's her ankle, but it's not confirmed whether or not it's sprained. But the good thing is that she actually got up and walked off the court. So hoping next game she'll be able to go back out there and it's not too extensive. Back to you guys.
Thanks much. That was Emma Plattner. She was referring to the injury before this last one. And I'm sure Coach Martineau was like, can we get this game finished? Can we just finish it? We did what we can. We'll try to build upon it, but please, We need some people to elevate their ankles this evening.
Yeah, everyone's going to be icing up after this game. Very tough, physical, hard-fought game, and hats off really to both teams.
And now you can see the coaches were getting their jackets on because they're like, this thing's done, baby. Well, of course, the men got to get out here, so they know the drill. But, once again, a fantastic game when you saw how the Titans dominated the thing. And Clackamas did make a couple of runs, Gary. Real nice at the end of the first half, but the third quarter kind of told the story.
Yeah, and lesson learned from when you play the Titans, you cannot afford to have them jump out in that first quarter. You got to stay pretty tight with them, and you got to contain your turnovers. Because there's, like you say, using your analogy, Maverick, howitzers all over the bench there from 1 to 5, and then 5 to the reserves.
Oh yeah, and they're very liberal with the substitution patterns because they're so successful. Coach Shelley can go to all kinds of different combos and go there. So we got Shelby Meter with another Shelby, player of the game. Go ahead.
Player of the game, Shelby. And so at the last minute, you hit that 3 right at the buzzer, and your team was very motivated at the end. I mean, how does it feel to win by 15?
This was a great win for us. Clackamas is a very respected team, and we knew we had to come in ready to play because they were going to give it everything they got. This is a hard gym to play in from my experience, and I'm just really glad that second half we really dug down and still won that half.
Definitely, and now you guys, you're still undefeated. You're still 23-0, so congratulations.
Thank you. Yes.
All right, back to you guys.
And thank you very much. And yeah, Shelby Snook was just money today, Gary. Money, buddy. And as we get ready, we've got to, we'll kind of wrap this game up. It was just, they just came out on fire from the start, Gary.
Right, and you can see clearly why the Titans are now 23-0, 10-0 in conference. I mean, just too many weapons, well-coached team, and Clackamas, hey, don't take anything away from Coach Martineau either. He's got a great team. He'll figure it out, and come tournament time, I think the tournament's going to be up in the air.
Well, like I said, I think you could see Clackamas playing them again in the tourney. If they're like in the same, seeding bracket kind of thing, I could see that. But right now, Lane, though, is they're just playing in a league of their own at the moment. So kind of doing a quick preview of the men's game that's going to be coming our way soon. This is going to be a wonderful matchup. The 7th-ranked team in the conference versus the 8th. What do you see?
Yeah, that's going to be similar to this one. I think it's going to be even more high octane from both teams because both teams are fast-paced.
All right, well, we'll be getting to you very soon with that, but in the meantime, enjoy what we got for you before then. And once again, you're watching the NWAC Game of the Week on NSN.